Hi, this is David Orlofsky with that question and answer series. P. Black writes, after hearing show number 302, what's the matter with kids today? What do I do, Lamaisa? Give up on the chinuch of my kids? Don't have more kids? It was really depressing, especially because it's so true. Yes, it is very depressing. And the answer is, I'll tell you an interesting story. Rebbetzin Heller says that her daughter was working in a school, and there was a teacher there who had had a child with very serious handicaps, physical and mental, and she was pregnant. And one of the other teachers, with the tact that only Israelis can muster, said to her, "Aren't you nervous that this child is going to be deformed also?" And the woman said to her, "They're not my children, they're Hashem's children. Whatever he gives me, I will be happy to raise." Yeah, my mother, I'm 67. So forget about people who are my children's ages, But my mother used to say to me all the time, Baruch Hashem, I don't have to raise kids today because I don't know what I would do. It's a different world. But the answer is, okay. So as the rabbi said at the end of Fiddle on the Roof, Rabbi, as they were being kicked out of Anatevka, Rabbi, wouldn't this be a good time for the Messiah to come? And he said, yes, but until he does, we'll just have to wait for him someplace else. You play the hand you're dealt. That's it. Yeah, to say this door isn't that door and that door isn't that door, it's Hevel. Hevel Havolim. Doesn't make a difference. You play the hand you're dealt. In the 1970s, there was a backgammon craze. And I took out the library, all the books I could find on backgammon. They all had different mahalchim, but they all had the same yisoid. There's a certain element of luck to backgammon, but a real backgammon player doesn't complain about the dice. Sometimes it'll go for you, sometimes it'll go against you. The goal is to figure out how to play that spin the best that you can. And it's the same thing in life. No, you can't be miyayish. No, you can't give up on your chinuch. Yes, you have to try the best that you can. And yes, you have to, stick to it. Do we give up? Absolutely not. We stopped having children? Chas v'shalom. That's what Miriam said to her father. You're worse than Paro. Paro was geyser only on the boys. You're geyser also on the girls because you're telling people not to have children. Of course we have to have children. And of course we have to raise them. And of course we have to do the best we can. And of course it's going to be much harder. All the chinuch books from the past daras don't help you because they all work with the same basic yisoid. I am the parent, you are the child, and I'll tell you what to do. And today the child says no. I just heard somebody speaking about this. He says, when I was a kid, you never butted in on your parents' conversations. If you were invited into the conversation, they asked you a question directly, you answered that question, and that was it. Says, but I was just at a friend's house, and the teenager sits down and starts talking, like all of a sudden she's one of the adults and she's got an opinion. Back when I was a kid, that would never happen. So okay, but that's the reality. So you can complain about it, or you can go on. And Chicken Soup for the Soul tells a story about a guy who got into a motorcycle accident. He became a quadriplegic, couldn't move anything from below his neck. And yet he was a very happy person. And someone asked him, how could you be so happy? And he said, I used to be able to do 20 million things. Now I can only do 2 million things. So I can focus on the 18 million things I can't do. Or I can focus on the 2 million things I can do. And that's it. It's our job to play the spin that we got. Play the hand you're dealt. Do the best that you can. You put one foot in front of the other. You do the best you can. And, as Rabbi Orlofsky used to say, children are not nachas machines. They're not there to make you feel good. You do the best that you can. They're Hashem's children that we have been given to raise, and we will do the best that we can with them. This is David Orlofsky with our question and answer series.